And
Oh, welcome, everybody. Henrik will not touch it. Eric might.
no,
Can't touch this.
not that one.
Welcome to what is it? BeoTalk 204. As per usual, you can only comment on the YouTube side if you're subscribed for more than a minute. Keeps the trolls out, but swing the ban hammer for all the mods. If you would like to have a guaranteed answer to your topic and or question, feel free to let us know and give us a super chat. And if you want to buy something at Skinny Play, use this link. And what else? Oh yeah, I have a new promo code link. It's the Wikipedia in all caps, and you get 10% off.
So you are finally the now. Oh,
yeah.
You got fucking knighted. You got the.
Yeah, you are the Mickey.
What happened to Sir Wikipedia?
That's later. That's 300 podcasts from now.
Yeah, something like that. And yeah, that's about it. How's everybody been?
Busy.
Yeah, I think most people are more busy than I have been. So.
Well, you're on vacation again.
I've just been, having fun for the last 2 weeks or so. Couldn't be in here, but from what I'm hearing, Henrik has been more busy with, real stuff.
What's the real stuff you've been busy with, bro?
Work.
Well, that's just a job. I mean,
them formulas.
Yeah. We've been a lot of busy with the Formula Ones, especially because we upped the game for this year, and we upped the game with a lot more cameras on site and studios on site for all our countries, and we expanded with 5-6 countries. So it was kind of a big deal. So yeah, I've been totally hammered with the last 2 races, but it's been fun, and almost everything worked at the first race, and the second race worked very, very good. So we have launched Viaplay. We had that in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway to begin with, and now we have it in the Baltics. We have it in Poland, the Netherlands at the Wikipedia. Yeah. We are going to the US to support Willie in the future, and Mikey as well. So it's been a big launch. I mean, like crazy big, but everybody seemed to be nice about it, and everybody is writing good reviews about our product. And I mean, we launch it so you can watch Formula One in 4K on Apple TV through Viaplay. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like almost the only broadcaster who shows sports in 4K. So yeah, everything is very, very good. And we have. We also are the only one besides the F1 Pro app, which we also own, who shows the track position and onboard cameras. We got these new helmet cameras as well. We really upped the game, and it's been a struggle, and it's been fun. That's also why my channel has been on a hold for like a month or so. Nothing big has happened. So yeah, hopefully I'm getting back into the zone soon again. That's what I'm hoping for, though.
You guys still gonna be all goofy with that app and shit, so nobody can watch it on the TV?
On a what?
That app, like what Mikey has to do, right? You gotta do like VPN or hack the satellites or whatever else you gotta link up to fucking watch formulas now.
You just download the app on Apple TV, LG, Sony, whatever, Samsung, whatever you have. And
yeah, but I gotta pay you for it, right?
Yes, of course.
We talked about
That's
this before.
the problem we have here. That's the disconnect, my friend.
Can I pay you directly, like 50% off?
So don't you think that
It's employee discount, bro?
On my channel, we have BOTF champions and BOTF fans, and they pay for looking at my stupid mug. So hopefully people would pay to get something that's so crazy, and we up the game to. We actually built in the Netherlands. We built 2 new studios. One of the studios have a screen the size of a football field, and that's what we got. The reviews back that people really thought that, okay, this is just not a streaming platform. This is something that you really took it to a brand new level. So, I mean, yes, of course you have to pay.
I think most people that are so nerdy in Formula One watching, that the audience actually really want 4K to really get the full experience, and that you deliver that is very good compared to.
Are the cameras on the Formulas 4K as well? Like on the sick.
Is
it's only right now
or just outside?
Right now it's only the studio cameras where you go through the pits and stuff, and on the pit wall, that's not in 4K, but everything else is in 4K.
So let me ask you an interesting question then. Do you guys as a TV company have an allowance for weight and how much you can actually afford to put on a formula for equipment?
I don't understand the question.
How heavy can a camera be that you put on a car?
Oh, yeah,
you're allowed to have.
That's
right.
That. I mean, we haven't put anything on the cars. That is something FIA is regulating and figuring out how much it can weigh and stuff. We only have.
That's why Mercedes is so shit. They got that old school 80s camera from you.
Fucking 8mm.
No, we don't have anything to do with that. I mean, that's FIA, and it's probably if you put that camera on top of the car where you have seen the onboard camera, then you loses a few grams on the extra weight on the car that will be equivalent to 1,000 kilos or whatever.
He has to take like 2 shit before he drives.
Question from the Twitch side. Can you rewatch F1 races the next day, Henrik, on Viaplay?
I'd say that's a no, bro.
But I think you can.
I'm more from like the BitTorrent side of things.
At the moment, I'm not sure. I don't think so. And that is something that has to do with the legal point of view, where the Formula One has the rights for the next day or something. I'm not sure. I can figure it out.
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Dutch person asking.
Yeah.
Well, and then I have to say it's different for each country.
Yeah, so my buddy watched it last night, and I can watch. Yeah.
I can log into the Dutch site here, and then I can try.
OldDutchCrunch.com.
Feel free to share those details with the chat. Just log
in. Password crispy.
Motorsport.
Old Dutch Crunch with like more like password be bleeding guns.
I don't really understand what it says here. At the moment, I can only go a few days back, so I'm not sure. It has been an issue before. If it's still an issue, I don't know.
Email Henrik.
Yeah, directly.
Tech support. Don't
bother me about that. But it has been an issue before. I know that we do show some movies as well on live TV, and you can go back and watch them again the day after. And I'm not sure if the Formula One is a part of that. It has been before, but now we're kind of owning everything in the Formula One. Then I don't know if it's an issue still.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out.
But what I've heard for the Dutch people is that they really enjoyed the studio production we did. They enjoyed the on-site commentating. We have like Dutch people directly on the track that you can go through. We upped the game. I mean, I'm proud. It went good. I heard that you guys were cheap asses, but you definitely wasn't. So we're happy.
No, that's still true. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we didn't see that. I mean, people were very, very, very nice, and they came with a lot of ideas on the first track, on the first run, and then we actually looked into it and delivered on the next one. And yeah, we got a lot of a good ping pong with the Dutch people. Very good show.
Another question from somebody else. It's 4K. Is it also HDR or not yet?
No. We don't have HDR or HLG. Only UHD. The cameras on site doesn't support HDR. They don't support HLG, HFR either. If we were going with some kind of a standard, I don't think we would go with either Dolby Vision or HDR. I think HFR would be the way to go, but that will be primary on soccer matches and NHL, NBA, but not on Formula One, because it doesn't really make that much sense, because the cameras have a depth of field and they are positioned right on the track. Where on a football field, it makes sense to have HFR.
Yeah, also Formula One is like what, like 2, maybe 3 races in slightly dark? Like the rest is like in the full sunshine usually. So
yeah, but I mean, if it was an HFR, I mean, it would look more smoothly when you pass through. But I mean, no football player would run from one end of the field to the other end of the field with 300 kilometers an hour. So it is still way too fast to use HFR compared to a soccer game.
You know that Usain Bolt is into football, right? He's pretty quick.
yeah, not that quick.
Oh well.
Yeah, so we it's fully supported in surround sound, and it's a Dolby signal, and then UHD, and that's it for the moment.
That's plenty.
Yeah.
On another note, I finally got to set up a Gen 4 A9 at the client's house. I haven't had a chance to actually listen to it since like the first generation of the A9, or I guess second. I think that's where I capped it off. It sounds fucking great, man.
Which generation was this, you said?
Gen 4.
Yeah.
Did the room compensation. It does make a difference. It tightens up the bass quite a bit. But
it can also be a bit dull.
Yeah. But I didn't see it, or I didn't hear that. Like it fucking sounded awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's a crazy powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you compare it to the Edge?
I really haven't listened to the Edge that much. I'm sure the Edge would bass be more heavier on it because of the port, right?
Mm.
But I don't. I couldn't stand looking at it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
I couldn't stand looking at the Edge, like, which is funny. Like even when you went through the factory tour and you saw how Edge was made, like you got respect for it, but you still wouldn't own one. Right?
Big respect.
Beo could do more expensive instead of the Edge. Just make it like a more expensive version of the Beoplay A9 and take the technology and almost the same thing, but put it on his price.
Yeah, but how would you hide the mechanics of the port on the A9 when that is already open port, right? Like it's, unless you would do it somewhere internally that, you know, like the last little bit of it you don't see, but it's inside the port.
You could do it in the back, and if you
that's
did
what I'm
it in
saying,
the front,
like on the handle.
If you did it in the front, yeah, exactly. The handle, you could do it. But if you did it in the front, you have the same problem as you does with the Edge, where the fabric is
would just be flopping off. I think your fabric, you would just pop it the fuck right off the grill. If you got some really bassy music. Because this one has the grommet that holds the fabric.
the fabric is perforated, so it
so
it needs a lot to move.
Yeah.
You don't fart your
but
pants
that's
up
like-
your ass every time you party.
That's right. Only when you have Taco Bell. This is just power wash the bowl. But,
Yeah, we only have like 3 of those over here, so it's not really a thing.
oh, dude, get some Mexi fries and you have a timer of 20 minutes, and that's fucking
But I feel
optimistic.
it's a shame because Bang Olufsen, with the Edge is a fantastic product that nobody almost buys because it's so weird in placement. But at the same time, if you look at the A9, it's fantastic and most people have it. So it's just a kind of a problem of tri-stand. That's almost
So
what's differentiated.
I actually have an idea about the Edge and why it doesn't sell. And the reason is the same reason as the Shape didn't sell to begin with. And that is that when they showcased the product, when they showcased the Shape, they showcased 60, 70 tiles in an entrance of a hotel
they
room.
took it to a fucking crazy level. Nobody's gonna have that.
It doesn't make any sense. And when
It's
they
unrealistic.
showcased the Edge, they showcased it in this New Yorker apartment where it just fit in like a glove. And I mean, they didn't really showcase it as you can put it in the corner of the room and you can put it like this and like this. They didn't even showcase that you can put it on the wall. Like never.
That's weird. Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of crazy. They always showed it that it was in the middle of the room playing both ways, and nobody wanted a speaker in the middle of the room.
No.
So I mean,
No.
it's
corner placed on the floor, maybe. Yeah.
Exactly, but you can put an Edge the same place where you put an A9, and I mean it doesn't make any difference. But the product photos is like, see there you see again, it's in the middle of the fucking room. Nobody wants that, and it's just a failure from the marketing department. Nothing else.
First of all, second of all, they don't show the cables with it either, right? So it's basically unplugged. So you're now going to have leads and shit going into it if it's in the middle of the damn room. Because nobody has a floor plug randomly placed in the house.
Unless your name is Sandeep.
Well, he didn't put them fucking randomly in places. That was a very well thought through process. And
Very thought through, yeah.
I mean, this is just the same failure as they did with the Shape. Don't show the product because nobody can put a product in the middle of the room. Like it's only a few percentage of people.
The kind of marketing that they did with the Shape and this is kind of more for a restaurant or some other space.
They took it to a commercial level, which they never should have. I think that they should have started with like 6 to 12 style Shape. That's basically what a normal person could afford on a wall, not money wise, but just space wise, because you just don't have, that much room or wall. Depends where you live.
Like in a dining room, like Henrik has or had before it took over the whole wall. But
before it went full retard.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? Like going full retard. Like if you look at it here in North America, like if you live in one of those glassy apartments, you only have inner walls, right? And there's not that much of it.
Mm.
So realistically speaking, even if you go like with a 10 or 16 tile freaking Shape, that's the whole wall, right? Done.
But after a few, mails to the shit show, they actually did some pictures with a 6 tile Shape, and it made sense. Yeah. And it could make sense. I just never really thought that much of the Edge, but I do really like the sound of the Edge.
Yeah.
But it's so sad that they didn't do some justifying pictures about it. In my opinion,
I think that Edge is misunderstood from all fronts.
Yeah,
I think they should have done it integrated as a premium like stage, like do it for a good bracket and put it on a TV, so it could have a cool look with instead of the regular kind of soundbar-ish look. You can have a round kind of and with a good stand for the LG TVs, and that could be something at least for it instead of now when it's kind of forgotten that someone
you still haven't picked up on the Instagram a little bit at all.
No, I just thought, speaking of marketing, just let's have a look when they last mentioned an Edge at all.
Who cares about the age? Like, they don't mention anything other than the headphones in BeoSound 1 and
BeoPlay
the
product
sound
mostly,
story, scratch story is okay, whatever.
I actually
that-
unsubscribed from their Instagram account because it didn't give me anything anymore.
No, it don't.
It doesn't give you anything. Like,
It's just
yeah.
exactly those sound matters and playlists, and I mean it's just why? I mean I rather subscribe to Sonos or somebody who actually makes something out of the Instagram.
Maybe even to Bose.
It's become Bose and Olufsen.
Bose and
I mean Bose is actually a bit better,
there.
but I mean I've unsubscribed a few times, and then I came back when I mentioned Bang & Olufsen in some post I did, and then I subscribed again and unsubscribed. But I mean, it doesn't give me anything anymore.
So
162 weeks.
67. So January 15th, 2019 was basically the last time they mentioned it.
Shit, that was like our 40th podcast or something. Because it's 167 podcasts ago at this point in time. We haven't missed a beat.
Sell well. Well,
Wow.
marketing no sell, so yeah.
But you'd
That's
think, like,
insane.
for places like Instagram, it's so easy to just put something up there, but they don't.
Yeah, well, that's not true. They do, but it's just pure shit.
It's garbage. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. Like that. I don't think that what they have currently is what I would call a rightfully consumable material. It's bullshit. Like these little Illustrator pictures. Like scroll up all the way to the top again for a second.
But can we ask the chat that if you would have bought an Edge, how would you place it in your home? Like next to your sofa, next to the TV, in a corner
In a
of the dining
fucking
room,
bin, dude.
on the
recycling
wall
bin.
even? How would you place the Edge in your home if you had one?
Personally, I would live larger and have it in the hallway next to the front door somewhere. Something like that.
Yeah,
where you
it would
walk
be
in
a
and
foyer
you can do.
speaker.
But it's an
Mikey, you actually
expensive
have a good
ass foyer
beam.
speaker.
But you have a
Yeah.
good pillar or beam where you have placed your 9000 stereo. There you could have it on the wall as it should be placed, like this kind of train station watch or clock.
But
almost.
I'm sorry to get into this, but when I watch the Instagram, go back up.
Yeah.
I see
That's
guitars,
one of the top,
loud Bang & Olufsen. I see a guy with headphones. Then I see a guy with a yellow jacket, or is it a girl that just wants to look like a guy? And then I
Fucking
see
shitty, dude.
a Ford Bang & Olufsen thing. And then if you go back, oh, it is a girl. No, it's a guy. No, it's a...
It's that freaking, what is it?
It's a them.
It's a hermaphrodite. Yeah, it's one of those new sheehies.
Yeah. Try to go out of it again, Mikey.
It's a
then-
Michael Jackson song now.
And then you see curated by Baba, Bang & Olufsen. It doesn't give me anything at all.
No, man,
It's
it
just-
doesn't show product. It doesn't show shit. It's
But it's
like
curated by Baba.
who the fuck is Baba anyway?
The sad thing is with this, when I get a notice.
Oh,
of
some
the phone that
producer?
Diane Olsen has posted a new picture
I mean-
on Instagram.
I remember the Paul
I actually
McCartney
have-
days.
Yeah.
If
But
it
when
was
you
Dr.
actually-
Dre,
Oh yeah.
if it was Dr. Dre, fine.
Would you
But it's
actually,
Baba.
even though it's Dr. Dre?
I don't know who Baba is, but yeah, McCartney with the freaking 18s when they were released, right? Because they were their wood tour or whatever.
Yeah, that was
But,
very
like,
cool.
That was cool,
Brilliant.
but that was, I think that was still when Tua was in charge of the ship, wasn't it?
Could be, yeah. It's quite a while ago. It's 2012,
Yeah.
2013.
And then
Yeah.
the funny thing about this, then you get Bang & Olufsen logo on all the Williams team, and you get Bang & Olufsen on Alonso's helmet. It's like,
It'd be funny in the outtakes if that fucking thing snapped when he's working
yes,
out and
I
pulling on
thought
it.
the same thing. Just,
Oh man, just right in the chest. Pow! Fucking here's your noise canceling. You didn't even hear it swoosh, but you sure shit felt it, bro.
I had no idea they had this much money to give away, basically.
I do have to say that I do love that Bang & Olufsen is getting into the motorsports compared to everything else, because they got into the Porsche Cup as well. I really, really like them for doing this.
They were on
but I think they should still up the game.
I remember.
They gotta up the Instagram game. This is terrible. This is like some grade school project going on here, like especially with these stupid infill pictures where like
I uploaded a picture where I'm showcase another product than Bang & Olufsen. It's not a Bang & Olufsen product, but I tagged Bang & Olufsen on the post to say that they were a part of this. Oh, hang on.
We can still hear you.
Online?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds, but I'm just going to talk now. So I upped the game by posting a picture with Bang & Olufsen. And no, it wasn't Bang & Olufsen. It was another picture, but it has Bang & Olufsen tag on it. And then Bang & Olufsen replied to me that they really hoped that I liked their product. And it was like, your product is not in the picture. And so that just says something about who is behind the Instagram and who's not behind the Instagram.
I think they should fire everybody that is in the Instagram group and just start from scratch. Hire people that actually like the fucking product to begin with, instead of this whatever this is. This is somebody that is completely disinterested in the whole promotion of it all. I personally feel that way.
My post was nothing about Bang & Olufsen. It didn't even have a Bang & Olufsen product, but they were like, I hope you really liked our product. And it was just like, what?
You'd think it's 2 minutes to read, not even.
Yeah.
I bet you that's a one-person job, though, the Instagram account manager. Like, I can't fathom that you need more than 2 people, more than one person for that. Like,
on that note, I think we have to talk a little bit about Henrik's last, I think it was your last video, kind of the same point, that they don't really care, that kind of sense of it all, where you actually got a mail from Bang & Olufsen to rate your latest buy, the Halo, and you are trying to do it sincerely, honestly, and what happened?
I got an email from Bang & Olufsen where they asked me, so how do I feel about the Beo Remote Halo? Which was kind of fun. I mean, but they sent this to everybody. So
they forgot to take you off the list. Shit,
and I do understand. It was just funny that they sent it to me, and I mean, it was also a cheap punch to the groin to Bang & Olufsen. But then they actually asked me to, between 0 and 10, where do you put the product? And it was just like, well, you get a 0. And every time I push 0, it says, well, that page doesn't show up. And then when I pushed 1, it said, nope, that page doesn't exist. Push true, and then, nope, that doesn't exist. So I could only give it 4. That was the only possibility. I couldn't give it less than 4. And
wow.
I was just like, why? Why can't I give you less than 4?
Just like Facebook decided to disable dislikes or YouTube, right?
Because it seems that our customers are pretty happy.
Which is fine. And I know that it's a cheap punch, because it's just a programming. It's just, they didn't, of course, do this on purpose. It was just a link that doesn't work. I mean, let's be honest.
You know what I think? I don't think that they would possibly conceive somebody's giving it a 0. So they're like, nah, I think 5 is
no. I don't. I really don't believe that. I have to not believe that. And I actually,
it's like some Russia voting right there.
It was kind of a Putin mail. So I actually got an email from one of the software engineers, and he got back to me and he was like, "Oh, could you send me that email?" And now I forwarded it to them, and now it works. It actually works right now. But as I said, like, I do this once a month. where why don't you just check your own emails that you send out? And there's always something wrong. Either that the last time I got an email from the A9, they called it something internally name instead of the A9. There's always some kind of a thing that doesn't work in the email, and it's just test it before you send it out to a bunch of customers.
It's kind of do a quality check both on your product and the software that's email and all that. Make sure it works. I mean,
yeah.
I
mean, it's just stupid. Check everything before you send it out. I mean, you're a big company. Make sure that you test everything twice, 3 times before you send it out.
But it was so funny to see, and kind of the irony of, well, an honest opinion about, because of the rattle and all that, a 0. Oh, it doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just, oh, you like our product.
Yeah.
Well,
Billy asked the question: do they actually want to exist in another 10 years' time?
I have my answer to that.
Well, and it's 2 letters.
No, it's not. Billy Ballback. I have a video that's on the table. It's actually already on YouTube. I haven't launched it yet because I can't really get myself to do it. But the title of the video is "Sell All Your Bang & Olufsen Shares."
I will go back if I do that. So
I do hope that they change and turn everything around. But at the moment, with the 4000C and with the, what was the name of that stupid IKEA cabinet? 7255 something.
Yeah.
22,
and then saying that everything is a limited edition, and then it's not a limited edition either way. And
you have to think of it as how it's limited to the number they can sell.
I really don't see it, and I really hate not to believe in it anymore, because I really, as I'm using so much time on the products, I really hate myself for saying this, but in 10 years, nope, not with the inflation that we're going through right now, with the price increases.
The price increases for the last 5 years has been really crazy, and that on top on what
compared to what you can get elsewhere. I have a video on Thursday next week where I'm trying to figure out if Beolab 19 is the best solution for a home theater setup, and at the end of that video, it's not. But I in 10 years, at the moment right now, no, I definitely don't think so. I hope,
especially if you think of the price increase, especially the kind of main speakers, not to talk about the Beosound 1, but speaker, the kind of entry level speaker is the 18, and compare that to the 28s and the amount of stuff you're getting with the 28s, both in technology and sound and all that. That is the kind of best value for speakers, and it's very expensive speaker if you compare it to like an entry level.
But
then
just to hang on a second though, like why do you think it's expensive? Because
no,
like what's the entry speaker level for like fucking Avant-Garde or any other or
I know that
Martin Logans and shit, like, you know what I mean?
Hasn't been playing that kind of price league, so for the main customer they're not used to having those kind of going.
I don't know. I disagree.
To 10,
you have to find that customer that wants to buy the speakers and the Class A amplifier at the same time. Normally, people go out and buy the speakers, and they have like this old school amplifier, and then after a few months they upgrade the amplifier. It's the same thing with the BeoVision. You have to find a person that wants to buy the best TV, the best surround processor, the best remote control and everything, and best center speaker, and put everything into the box at the same time. And I don't think that those people are hanging on the trees anymore. because of inflation. So right now, I think
I don't know.
that's my opinion.
True entry level is like 1,000 for Martin Logan.
Yeah.
But they sound like shit.
Sure, but the black ESL ones are like $4,000, and they
Yeah.
But yeah, if you think of Bang Olufsen back in the day, they always had like 6,000, 4,000 threes, and then they have still the 12s and.
But if you go back in the day,
17.
Eric, Bang & Olufsen was a product that people could buy if you saved up 1-2 months of salary. It was nothing big. By right now, the price of a pair of Beolab 28 in Denmark, that's the same price as a Toyota Aygo.
It's the same with the TVs back in the day.
But would you want to own a Toyota Aygo? I don't even know what the fuck that looks like, to be honest.
That's an upgrade for Henrik's Smart, but not by much.
I'm gonna look at the Toyota Aygo.
It's a smart car. It's kind of dimensions. But what I'm getting at is that back in the day, when our kind of parents' era.
Holy Japanimation, man! It's got the X in the front and shit. Oh wow, dude!
Yeah, but the MX TV, the CRT TVs, wasn't that much, more expensive. It's a little bit more expensive, but still, you could have it for like 10, 20, 30 years. But now, when Bang Olufsen started to do plasma screens and all that, the price increase for the BeoVision was just enormous compared to the plasma screens that you buy regularly in your kind of regular stores. So now BeoVision is just extreme compared to normal TV money. So even there, it's entry level.
I don't know. I disagree. I still find value in B&O more than I find value in any other electronics. Period.
Yeah, and I do too, Willie. But right now we're at a crossroad right now, and we're at a crossroad where gas prices is up, everything is up. So right now we do have a very big issue that Bang & Olufsen, our love and pride, up their prices as well. What is the price of a Beolab 19 at the moment? Do you know?
$5,000 or something Canadian.
€3,500 Euro, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Which is crazy. I mean, that's crazy amount of money for a subwoofer.
But is it?
Yes.
That
an active
does
SVS 12 or 16
does.
It's
yes,
same
that
price.
Is crazy. I have a subwoofer right here that I'm gonna talk about on Thursday, which is blowing the socks off a Beolab 19 and is €1,300 less than the Beolab 19, and
has kind of different dimensions also. Yeah.
Built-in DSPs, built-in everything. Yeah, but I'm because I'm a feminine guy as well and want to go into aesthetics. It's also one of my things. So yes, I do take all these things into consideration. But I mean,
yeah, me too.
The time has passed. The time has passed for the Beolab 19. The price point of the Beolab 19 is it should be an emoji. It's just fun. It's just crazy. Why would you buy it?
The price has increased so much, but the product has just been the same.
It doesn't follow the product. It's way too expensive.
Apparently it's 4K euro and the brass one is 4.5K. So
still way too much.
Kind of agrees. It's the same with the 18s, especially in what are they, 7,000 euros or so.
They're starting at and then depending if you want the walnut or if you want them in black.
Yeah. And I bought mine, if you roughly comparison, 3,500.
I'm just trying to. I don't want to be a forum where I talk about all kind of different things. That's why I tried. I've used like 2.5 months on the video that comes out on Thursday to find that specific subwoofer I want to go with. I've been to every places. I've tried everything, but I found this special one that I'm going to show on Thursday, and it's just
Bose Module 101 fucking Six
You,
subwoofer
you're going to
driver
be
box.
surprised, but I mean, it's cheaper. It's crazy good.
Well, the problem with inflation and the pressure on wages is the first thing to go is luxury.
Yep. And
Well, yes,
and the problem with this is that B&O is luxury.
Yeah, and it's not.
it's more
It's not
extreme luxury
it's not neat
now.
to
when
have.
it
It's
was,
nice to have.
Yeah, but compared to the early 90s, where they kind of inflation on that, they still had products for entry level. Now they're more extreme luxury than just luxury. Yeah.
The last few years couldn't have, with the current situation, in my estimation, couldn't have come in a worse succession of events stacking up, right? Like, they're still not beyond their sort of reputation for terrible software.
No, that hasn't worn out yet.
So it's still luxury, but then would you buy luxury when luxury is getting tighter and tighter in a time when everybody has less and less money?
You also have a luxury of being a beta tester.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I must
For
say, though,
free.
it's B&O is way better than it ever used to be, but it's not yet on par with a simple, like, focal system, where it's basically plug and play and some Dirac through an amp and that sort of shit, right?
Correct.
Yes, it doesn't look as good in my opinion, but at least it basically works, and you're not hanging on for dear life for days, if not months.
And your remote doesn't reboot every few seconds. That's a good thing too.
So
you gotta be a remote one that does
mute
that.
my mic in for like a minute or so. I'm just gonna go for champagne. I don't know how this works with mute and.
Okay,
Word.
go for it.
Yeah.
Let's mute his ass. Mute his ass.
He says it's champagne, but in the meantime, he's actually at the loo. Like it's fizzling. So
yeah,
it's.
I don't know.
I want them to succeed. Don't get me wrong. This is why we're here, partially. Like, it's to get their ass in line and that they succeed. Like, I really want B&O to be around for another 100 years, but sometimes I wonder, like, do they want to?
I agree with Sergey. They need to have a both dedicated new Beosound and entry-level Beolabs. I think they should do something like something on par cost-wise, like Beolab 4s, like $1,100-$1,200 set of speakers, stereo speakers, you know.
But they were too slow.
I don't know, maybe 100.
Because now making that is not entry-level anymore, because the designs aren't there. Now you're dependent on the whole fucking supply chain nonsense that's in the gutter.
Well, that's true as well, but, like, I'm just saying...
I don't think that a pair of Lab 4s is the way to go, because that's not where we are as a society right now. We are at Beosound level stage right now. We're at the level, the balance, the stage. We want single speaker units because we're way too old for all this kind of stupid stuff. But I don't think that they are going to. I think this is going to be the end of a very, very nice product. Unfortunately. And I don't think we need entry level more than we have today. I mean, the entry level is the Explorer, which is just like, yeah, whatever.
No, that's
then we have the A1.
The Explorer is okay, but entry level. So I guess the way they define it is for the on the go stuff versus the in-house stuff. Yeah. I think specifically when, especially us for mostly talk entry level, it's the in-house entry level stuff.
Yeah, it's the Emerge.
I think Stage.
The Emerge is the entry level.
Yeah, Stage is great, although that has gone up in price an awful lot for what it is.
Yeah.
The level is nice. I hope they keep it roughly where it is in terms of price. But had they not reintegrated BeoPlay, I could have seen them do something with a plastic chassis to just, in current times, press costs down.
Yeah, but and Mikey, take into consideration, take watch brands like Omega, which is making watches for 10,000 euros a piece. And now they did a collaboration with Swatch. They do a Swatch Omega watch for 100 euros, no, 200 euros, I think. And you can get the moon, the satin, all these kind of things where the case itself is made out of plastic. And it's like, do people want this? Or why do they do these kind of things?
People still buy Beolab 4s and stuff on the second-hand market. So there is an appetite for it. But I also think that you need to cultivate your younger base more so than they're doing now with headphones.
What I feel
because the step from like portals or whatever to, well, you could take the intermediate step with a stage, but if you want actual speakers, to 18s is enormous.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no 5,000 euro option for speakers, stereo, of anything.
So if your first product is the level, and why should you go to Bang & Olufsen's Harmony directly? You often go TV, you have kind of another setup for that, and maybe you're fine with that. Why spend more money? So you have to kind of lower in the customer to gradually upgrade your Bang & Olufsen stuff. Like me, I just went easy with a 40-inch Beoplay TV. Now I just go bananas with clips and as a small TV and a Harmony. So yeah, I went bananas.
But as Billy the ball bag is asking, what is the solution? And I don't really see a solution at the moment right now, because we have a lack of possibility to deliver the microchips. Bang & Olufsen is so much behind right now to delivering products from the stores. So right now, and then they up the prices. And I mean, right now, Eric, go.
But what would you think it would be? What if the Bang & Olufsen had two solutions of making it through the years? Would it be going to more the Beoplay products and only maintain that, then scrap kind of the whole BeoVisions, Beolab speakers, and only do BeoSound, that kind of products, or kind of scrap the Beoplay entry levels and go more exclusive with better, Beolab speakers, better BeoVision speakers?
The last time we had this big of an inflation in the market was at 2 Mentorini, and then we went to the Beoplay market, and that helped the company, and it actually succeeded with the company. And that's the reason why Bang & Olufsen is here today. I hate for saying this, because I want to go to the BeoSound, the BeoVision kind of thing, right? Because that's where I want to be. But I don't think right now that a 20,000 euro TV is the solution for the public right now. I think the solution for the public right now is a pair of headphones that's nice, a 32-inch TV that is less than 3,000 euros, a sound bar that is like they did in the US for the US market. I think that's probably the right way to go, but they need to do the same in Europe. And I hate for saying this, because if that's the way they're going, I'm fucking closing off my YouTube channel, because I couldn't care less. I could go, let's put some money on horses, and I will do a YouTube channel about that, because that's going to be exciting. Me getting drunk with champagne.
I would subscribe to that
some
too.
Horse racing, because I couldn't care less about the brand products. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't care less. But I really don't hope that's the solution. But at the moment, I don't think that we got a lot of years before that will end up like that. 2 Mentorini, somebody liked him, somebody didn't. He did a very good thing with the Beoplay. It kept the company going, and I personally didn't like him at all. But as a business company, I liked him, because he got Bang & Olufsen to the next level. The new Christian guy, he's a very, 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 very good person in my opinion. But he needs to take everything down a level and make sure that, like they did with Logitech, the Z5500 systems and the Harmony system they did with Logitech. He needs to take it down to that kind of level, and I really hate that, but I think that's going to be
necessary.
The place where they are going to succeed, because right now people are thinking about, should they take the train to work, or should they drive? Should they call their colleagues and drive together? And I mean,
or just buy an electric car and drive almost free.
I pay 250 euros a week to fill up my car with gas, and I mean, it is a struggle for some people.
It went from expensive to extreme in a week here.
It's kind of crazy. So, on top of that, we are already in a crisis with the microchips. I mean, if you go to look at a refrigerator that costs 300 euros, the next day it's 600 euros for the same fucking refrigerator. So, I mean, we do have some issues in the world right now.
For the future, don't start a war after 2 years of pandemic. It's not good.
No, and it's not Bang & Olufsen's fault, but they are
really. They're not the CIA.
They're suffocating for what's happened in the world right now.
It's very unfortunate for you, for Bang & Olufsen, at their kind of what they are compared to other brands.
All these subliminal messages in their ads, wash them backwards, and you'll hear, "Oh hell, oh why." Two things from the chat. Something with Sandeep I sort of agree with. So will something like a level or balance be sought after or vintage in 10 to 15 years' time? I suspect not, and that's a problem. I agree with that. Captain and Marple says, not so many young people use stereo speakers. Although I agree, the amount of questions I get through YouTube, specifically young people that want entry-level something stereo, because most of the questions I get are for either A9 because it's stereo or Stage because it's stereo. Because I think that there's a bit of a disconnect. Like the 1-point speaker is fine, but preferably they want one device that does stereo. I don't know. It's a bit of a so you this is what I get from the YouTube side. So it's a bit hard to judge, but. I mean, they could potentially make it easier, or through Mozart platform. I hope they're working on it, that you could have like an easy audio out from the TV to, let's say, a pair of balances. That would be nice.
Or connect 2 levels and
make a simple headphone socket, and that the processing is not too much. Like if that is possible, that would be sweet. Because I mean, some people love the balance, some people don't.
But the main question after that will be: so can I use a jack stick to connect it to my LG TV? And then no, because you have a lot of processing power, and it will take some time, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. But surely there must be a way around it. There must be a way in software to put it into TV mode. So
my main questions is that either which speaker should I go for as a system, and that I will always go for the level, and what can I use to connect to my LG TV? And I'm always write a Stage, and then they say, well, I have a balance, and I have a Beosound 5 and I have whatever, and it's out of sync. Yes. Good luck with that. Buy an Apple TV and use AirPlay, but that's the only thing that'll work.
I don't know. Again, like you're talking about a high-end luxury brand. I don't think that, like, when it comes to the entry-level speakers, that's not. I don't know. There's a difference, I guess, in what income class can get into these things. That's basically it. Just like with anything else, not everybody can own a Ferrari, not everybody can own a Porsche, not everybody can own a fucking Audi, and it's the same thing with this, right?
But in that case, Bang Olufsen was more Porsche before, because many people had more Porsche than Ferraris. Now they're more like Ferrari in that pricing, and they're still. boxer, if you would say that, an entry level.
I agree with that. Like, well, I don't think entry level necessarily means like you need to be able to buy a decent speaker for €500, but surely you must be able to buy a decent stereo pair system for 4,000. Because going to 7,500, 8,000 for 18s is a bit silly.
Yeah, and
you can
for that price point, I would always point people in a different direction than Bang & Olufsen.
Yeah.
Sadly, but you can buy a 4-dial shape that would be definitely below $4,000, and you have a decent stereo at this point, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, not to be too far out of the box, but brands like Kef and whatnot, you buy the whole bloody 5.1 system for $4,000, including surround sound processing and everything. And you actually have not great sound, and it doesn't look particularly great, but it sounds good.
It's not that detailed.
Yeah.
But doesn't job for it. So,
if you go for a stereo pair of Bucat audio, then you have something that sounds better than the Lab 28, and it has Visa and everything. I mean,
but does it look just as great?
In my opinion, yes. I'm all for that bookshelf speaker thing. It's very mellow and it's very, very straight through, but I just like the design of it.
But you remember the design of what's it called? The Valiant Phantom or Gold or
DVLA?
Yeah, that kind of product just went the roof with some YouTubers and all that to have that kind of product.
Yeah, but then I'd rather go with the Bang & Olufsen.
Yeah, but
because those sound better.
Yeah, but
DVLA put out the wallet for marketing, something B&O somehow never does unless it's Formula One.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think it's a good group to, the sport, motorsporting is kind of Bang & Olufsen's niche, but still, reach out to, other customers, YouTube.
These are terrible looking speakers, by the way.
You think have them in walnut?
I really like the design. I don't know why.
They look like speakers.
I think they look so sleek.
Always.
I don't know. I find them terrible, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I totally agree, and I totally understand where you're coming from, but there's just something in me that says, "Wow, this looks so amazing." I can't tell you what
it's hurt.
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily with you, but I'm not with Willie either. Like they look all right to me. I wouldn't say I love them, but they're not as hideous as many other brands are.
I spoke well
about shit that Eric comes up with. Fucking.
Yeah, exactly. I spoke about Bangers and Wilson one time, and you guys haven't gotten over it, and yeah.
No, it was more the boasting that got us.
I will not do the same mistake again. Bang & Olufsen is the only brand for me. Yeah. So, but yeah, there are other brands that do great looking speakers, but often they are in the same price range or even more. But that too, yes. But for kind of this entry level, I think most entry level homes are done with that kind of design that Henrik talked about. Is it over yet? Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in that B&O bubble for way too long to fucking like anything else nowadays, to be honest.
When I started with Bang & Olufsen with my BeoPlay TV and 4,000 speakers and even the old Redline speakers from the 80s, those were cooler looking than the whole Logitech 5.1 system that all my student friends had. So yeah, it doesn't take much to have something good looking compared to the regular people.
I disagree with two of the bottom pictures. Yeah. I think the A2 and the Edge shouldn't be on that. There's not.
No, I thought that they mostly picked correctly, but the Edge was a bit of a.
That's too cocky.
Yes.
The A2 was kind of big when it
came
out.
There should have been an Avant in there instead of the A2, in my opinion. And then there should have been a set of 18s.
Or 8,000s
Yeah.
for that matter.
Or
I agree with Willie.
do they have the Beocom 2 even?
No.
No, so that's more iconic even.
No,
than
but
6,000.
it was, but the 6,000 was something that was around for a fucking long time.
The-
And what I don't
everybody
understand
was-
is how they had it working in the goddamn factory throughout the entire factory. The dude would walk around. So they must have had some special sauce in those phones for the B&O's factory themselves.
The kind of more exclusive than the kind of the upper middle class in Sweden had Beocom 6000, they had the MX TV, they had the Beosound 3000 something, or the 4000 speakers. That's kind of, and the second-hand market is flooded with them, with good prices for entry level, but you don't see those kind of products for those kind of prices anymore. Sadly.
No.
And as a good-looking product, they need the emerge to be there as well.
I like the immersion.
Yeah, no. The Emerge is at best okay, which is a failure for a B&O product, in my opinion.
For me, I would like the Emerge to be a little bit taller, so it could be at the same kind of height and design of the 6000 speakers, a little bit bigger, but that kind of design, but taller. I would love it. Yeah, cheers to that. But yeah, that's me.
Personally,
have you guys seen the Beolab 50? The toaster.
Toaster.
You haven't? I
No.
can't.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, Willie.
So
I'm
recent stuff
Send
or old stuff?
I'm gonna try to find the pictures and then I'm gonna send it to you guys, and then you can put it in the stream if you want to. But I have the toaster. I have all these kind of design elements from Bang & Olufsen.
But Henrik, if the picture was posted on Friday, don't believe it.
Oh no! It was before Friday.
Still, it's Bang & Olufsen, so it could be an April Fool's prank, even though it's no matter.
I had no idea Danish companies had a sense of humor.
I need to figure out if it was on my phone or if it was on my computer that I had them. I think it was. Was it on my computer? Maybe it was.
Shop, find it.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
They're finally honoring some David Lewis stuff with this whatever this web page is on their main site. I couldn't really see it on the Dutch one, but this is on the USA one.
By the way, what's your opinion of the Beo, what's it called, the Beo Master, the Beo Center that we're seeing right now in the picture? Kind of
That's fucking huge back in the day, man. That's a lot of wall space.
Yeah, but did you like it?
I sort of did, yeah.
I liked it. I actually have a client that has it on the wall like that.
I like more the Beo Center 9000, 9500 era. I like the record player here, but the rest of it. Okay.
I sent it to you in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic, but I don't know. You know what though? The funny thing is that if you have this in the house still, it still looks current to an extent.
Yeah, but I mean, if they used to do shavers, why shouldn't they do something different? They did microphones, they did shavers, they did all kinds of stuff.
I think they should get back into microphone business. I think that would be something interesting that they should dabble in.
Oh, I definitely don't think they should do that.
Why not?
Don't you?
They would lose like a big one.
Well, would they or would they not? Like
catching
if
up
they
to do,
design
but
something nice and, you know, if they got whatever microphones that
People
whoever else
don't buy
buys.
microphones anymore to look good.
For podcasts, they do.
No, they buy the Shure.
They cannot beat this. And this is like €110 with a boom arm and everything. Like
what's the Danish brand called that everybody has? The
Rode, yeah.
Yeah, but
it's Australian.
I think today everybody in the podcast, they use the Shure. I have it right here. This one.
Yeah. Is it the Australian
The SM7B, that's the podcast microphone everybody's using. I'm just using it to hold my books. But it's a very good microphone.
Oh yeah, it's basically the gold standard at this point.
So is this machine that espresso machine for real, or no? With the design from the 50s that you just sent in the chat. Where did you see this?
Show it.
I really can't tell you.
Then don't.
Not right here.
But would you buy it? As instead of like Smeg and
I'm asking you guys, are you going to buy it? That's the
I'm
new
not
shaver.
gonna buy it because
That's the new shaver. You know the shaving tool that Bang & Olufsen used to do.
Yeah, in the after-war era to get back on their feet. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm just saying that I don't have an NDA at the moment.
That is interesting.
I need a new shaver anyway, so yeah, I will buy it.
This almost looks like an espresso cup or something.
Or a
something
flashlight.
Yeah, but
The Bang & Olufsen flashlight.
Yeah, it's just aluminium on the inside.
Oh God. Nice and cool to
It
touch.
will be nice and cool on your willy.
Indeed.
I don't know
Interesting.
if there is some Swedish listeners already, but in the military it's called that in the chat. It's a kind of military term, but funny when they did this. We'll see if somebody recognize this word I type.
I'm just saying that I'm not under NDA at the moment.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but it's big, right?
There
Very
you
big.
have the espresso by Bang & Olufsen.
That is an interesting idea.
But it looks damn cool.
Yeah,
It looks amazing.
it has the design of the Beogram 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So why not?
I'm in two minds with this. I have no inherent problem if they do this sort of thing. I actually quite like it.
Because
But-
espresso machines don't look good at all. Especially not high-end stuff. They look
I like mine,
I like mine too, but
and I think it looks good. This looks like an espresso machine.
yeah,
the problem I more so have with it is that you can only really do this, I would say, if you're completely competent on the main core of your business, what you're already doing. As in, like, if you basically have time to play because your whole portfolio is strong and you don't really have many issues, because knowing from experience and knowing a few people that work in the coffee business, the amount of faff you can have with filters and depending on water quality and that sort of shit. This is something that you need time for if you want to play with it.
But the cool thing about this, Mikey, that you haven't taken into consideration is that if you use the espresso machine by Bang & Olufsen and you want a lungo coffee, you'll get a chocolate milk. And that's just something that the software will do by itself. That's pretty
that's
cool.
great. Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Surprise.
whoever's making that, it's a fucking. I hope that the quality is good. That's all I hope.
Well, the
What's this
quality can't be lower than a 4. That's kind of what we know, so that's good.
A floor lamp.
like it's at least a 4 or high.
As always.
So what is this? A floor lamp and directional lamp. Okay.
This kind of looks like was it B&W, the Dali that did this speaker that was the same size of this?
Yeah.
And with the same structure?
Kind of, yeah. We kind of to be a little bit different than the regular DALI speakers, yeah.
But I mean, if it gives you light and plays good music, it's almost an IKEA lamp.
Yeah, DJ Neo says music audiophiles are difficult to please, but coffee snobs are totally difficult.
Oh yeah. Don't get into the coffee people.
Yeah, the coffee avocados.
I'm into the coffee people right now, and I hate those motherfuckers. So don't get into that.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy, and I can taste the walnut, and I can taste the berries. Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, weird people.
Give me an Americano. But I mean, if do you think that they're on the way into doing the same thing as IKEA? They want to do lamps with music in them?
I don't think so.
God, I hope not.
What?
Would it be
You
a
could
deal
do it,
breaker
but I
for you
don't
guys?
think so.
No, but at that point, put an extra row of LEDs in your 18s and have them be white and have them be on as soon as your speakers are on.
Okay.
I just recently bought a new pH lamp, so I'm crazy that way. I like expensive lamps, but I don't know. But I don't think Beo would do it.
Stick some
Kind of
Philips
point.
Hue lights on the back of your 18th, bro.
Mixing products is like a pocket knife, right? Like a pocket knife is okay at being a knife, but it's not as good as a proper knife at being a knife. It sort of does it.
It's the same with IKEA.
You
those
can
kind of
still
products,
make a butter
where they
blade.
mix- The
You call
IKEA
that a
TV
knife?
yeah.
Fuck.
So it's I don't know. You never get better products if you mix two different sort of elements together.
No.
I agree.
And IKEA kind of is show that it doesn't really work that well. I have to say.
No.
They kind of speakers and TVs and what else they do, lamps and yeah, it doesn't really. It's cool kind of student kind of the kind of work that they do for a brand, just for cool stuff, but never gets picked up or something. Kind of just a project or something. Nothing more.
I like that.
Oh,
Back in the day, man. See, like, these are still iconic pieces.
I do not think that the Century should be in there.
why not?
I don't know. I like the 3200 and the
Yeah, but the Century is the design
what
of
was
it.
the name of it?
Overture.
Overture.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the Century at all.
I
Yeah,
agree
it
with you on
was-
one point that it shouldn't be there because it's not a Masterlink product. It's not a
Exactly.
linkable. It's a standalone fucking thing. So that shouldn't be there for that reason, in my opinion.
But
It
as a
should have been-
standalone product, it was great.
It was good.
And also,
It was good.
yeah.
I'll probably get one in the US as just a radio for a room or garage.
Do you
or
remember the
something like
commercial
that.
for it?
No.
When it just and crushes fly or something in the room.
I don't
I think it
know.
was that commercial.
Is it possible that B&O is a bit of a victim of its own strong design with David Lewis? Like they had two of some of the greatest designers in a fucking row, and like how the fuck do you follow that up?
Yeah.
Yep, they're stuck.
Well, Thorsten Velour did a pretty good job. Well, he's been
But
under his
their design
apprenticeship
now
since
is kinda-
2000, right?
The design now is good, I would say, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like
It's
even
not in-house anymore. It's outsourced, like that, whatever that Moto Group or whatever it is, right?
Noto, yeah. But even
Or
Thorsten
Noto
was
Group.
like refining older designs with like 18s and that sort of thing, and sort of mixing and matching. It wasn't unique in and of itself. Like there's nothing that you could say, oh, the fives are derived from that. Like no,
But
it's just this weird thing in and of itself
To
that
his
just appeared.
defense, due to
I-
the legendary design of David Lewis with his 8000 for all these kind of speakers, you couldn't just take them away and do something completely new.
But you know what? So you gotta give him credit for the Avant, because that was proper solid design TV. Like that was, I think, in my opinion, probably one of his best work. Because then what happened then like the Eclipse was
Like
boring
when
in
they
my
have
eyes.
the Avant and Beovision 14 at the same time, because at one point you have the Avant, that a TV that hides away when not used, and it's just a blank kind of mirror kind of in your home, and also that you have this kind of Beovision 11, 14 that is taking up its elegance of space. So they have two kind of different ways of design of TVs. So in that case, I like it. But now, both with Eclipse, contour, what do you call it, more contour, harmony, kind of the same kind of product, really. Something that stands out.
I wouldn't
Nothing
mind if they
that's-
tried redoing something like a BV14, BV11.
Oh, the BV11. I would love to see the BV11 with an LG platform.
Yes.
I would throw the Harmony out of the window.
Out
like
of the Eclipse,
by the 11.
Yeah. If I could
Yep,
just get it
same
in a 65-inch or a 55-inch with an LG platform, I would throw the
55.
Harmony out of the window.
Please
Yeah.
make a 77.
Always-
I want one of those.
I don't care about 77.
I think that's fucking
Get a
ridiculous.
65
70
or a 55.
I think 55 is
and
the
all
cap
is
for that
forgiven.
size. Yeah, you can't, like 77, there's no fucking way you're gonna bring this into a house.
No,
Properly.
65 is the biggest you can do with the BV11 design. But it would
I
look
think
so amazing.
As
Fuck,
it
I
did
would
back
I
in the
would
day,
love it.
yeah.
And then with the wooden grills, wow.
I like how they have the Itala glass duvets in there.
So, Bino, if you're listening, maybe it's partially that you're pushing too much to be new to be new. It's fine if you redo the old and just update it.
Or just 4 people at the show is just back in.
Well,
They're
some
already
you said,
doing it, but just gotta quit calling it limited editions and shit. Like,
I mean, if they were to redo old stuff, like a BV11 actually has a business case. That's kind of like,
Yeah.
that's partially in the title for tonight. But the 4000C nonsense has also proven there's a business case there. The amount
But
of
do you think, Mikey, that there is a business case for the BS 9000? Because I
think
personally
so.
don't. I don't see
you?
there is a use case for the Beosound 9000 because nobody wants to use CDs anymore.
CDs. But the CDs are still very good, big in Asia still, in Japan.
But what
it's just-
about if they put and then another thing? Let me just give me a minute or two. It would be very cool for 5 years ago if they redid the 9000 with a Blu-ray or a UHD Blu-ray player in it with CDs, but that ship has sailed because that's not going to happen anymore. So I
Yes.
don't think that there is a possibility for the 9000 to relive its life anymore, in my
But if you
opinion.
do a streamer, then as in
Why do you want a streamer that big to hang on the wall? Nobody
But-
wants that.
That's
I would
where I
rather
was
revisit
going.
the idea of Center 2 is what I
I
would
could
revisit
easily
more.
defend it because most people who still has their Beosound 9000 haven't changed their CDs in like 2-3 years. They have it on the wall as a sculpture, and it looks
Sure,
I
but
mean,
then you
it's
don't need to
almost-
update it.
no, but still they do kind of CDs and radios. But if they can actually upgrade it to have Deezer and Spotify, all that integrated,
If
They
Eric,
could do
if
it.
they didn't put Deezer and all this kind of jazz into the 4000C, they will never put it into a Beosound 9000 either.
no, they wouldn't do it. But if they did, I think they could actually sell it very well.
If they did,
And
like,
also depends on-
do you guys remember the drawing with the oval screen and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
do.
know.
If they did something like that, I think it would make sense. But you still have a lot of CDs that you can't fill out with stuff because nobody has CDs anymore.
Most people still has CDs.
I think
Kind
more
of the same.
people have vinyls at this.
More people
point
with
of view.
vinyl. I have a
Because
lot of
people are
clients
fucking
that
stupid.
actually pawned off the CDs. They just gotten rid of it.
Yeah,
I-
because
I-
I agree,
CDs.
Willie.
I think
agree.
And
The
a lot of people got rid of the CDs at the era of BeoSound, BeoMaster 5 when they fucking CD
CDs
ripped
are
all of
gone.
it. and then they threw out their discs and the hard drive failed, and they were fucked.
I mean, I think the problem with CDs is it's digital, and Deezer and everything else is also digital, so there's next to no point. Vinyl is an experience in and of itself.
And stupid.
As a terms of business case for if you want a CD player, I would easier see them do one of the Overture range. Like the amount of rewiring you would have to do for one with the hard drive inside, yank the hard drive out and put the core board inside. And you basically have an audio.
I don't see it. I don't see anybody wants a CD player anymore.
But that's kind of what I'm saying. Like if you are going to make the CD player, it's fine if the player has one CD slot.
Yeah.
Because it's for the occasional CD.
I do understand the reason why they did the 4000C and the refurbished 4000C, because there is a lot of stupid people out there. But I don't understand why you should do a CD player at this moment.
Would you be okay if they updated something like the BeoSound 2 to 4K Blu-ray? Like, would that make sense?
No, because a Blu-ray player doesn't make sense at the moment.
But still,
I get it, but it also like because it does Blu-ray, it will also do CD.
It's too late. It's too late. It's like when they did a soundbar, it was too late. 5 years, 10 years ago, yes, it wouldn't make sense. But now, no, it doesn't make sense.
The group that actually buys these products are us that finally, we who grew up with looking at or got amazed about the BeoSound 9000 that didn't have the money for it then, actually can revive our kind of youth as we do with MX series TVs, and we buy them now and play retro games. That buy a BeoSound 9000, put the CDs that looks good, and you play your Deezer on them, as the same as people who actually still have their 9000 right now.
I don't see the use case. I don't see the use case at all.
Same kind of use case as vinyl. But for me, it's more a problem of if Bang & Olufsen would do this, how much would they charge for it?
I hope to fucking God they don't. That's stupid. I think
I really don't see the use case. The problem is that right now, most of people using Apple TVs for videos and music. Like a lot of people do that. And then you have the phones for music. There's a few people that still uses vinyls. And I know I'm going to be lynched in the chat right now. And that's fine. Fuck all of you. But a lot of people use vinyls. I do too, some of the times. I hate it. It's stupid. It sounds bad. But I mean, I love the idea of it. I really do love the idea of it. Because it's an experience. And I do love it. But you don't get that experience with CD, MP3, and with Apple TV. And
you do get the one experience with the CDs. Is that listening to a whole album as the same thing that you do?
No. I would never.
And why is
because
not that?
when I listen to CDs, I just press skip track. Where on the vinyl I have to take the pickup up, move it up. It's just stupid. But on the CDs, it's
not
much
if you
more
have this
intuitive.
one.
Yeah,
You could actually move the needle or skip forward.
I can always
still have
do
CDs
that on a Beogram 1, but I have to get back to you on that. But vinyls still sound very, very bad compared to everything else. But
to me, vinyl is like having a wood-burning fireplace in a properly heated house. It's fucking useless. You can have your smell of wood and crackling, and every Christmas you turn it on or fire it up, and that's
and
it.
you still
Like,
get suffocated.
It's not logic, but
yeah,
still
I
people
don't
buy.
care for the turntable.
You can get for the same price that you can get this new kind of sports car, but still people buy old Skylines. It's old car, it's old kind of technology, but still because that's what our kind of.
But that's because of price,
age.
Eric. That has nothing to do with the sports car.
But the same, it's something that we grew up with. It's the same.
Don't you think if you have the money you would buy?
Games and all that.
If you had the money, Eric,
better
don't
car.
you think you would buy a 911 compared to an MG midget? But it's still a sports car.
Yeah, but why is that the pricing for new Porsches?
Okay. Wouldn't you buy an MX-5 compared to an MG Midget?
It's an MG Midget.
MX-5. You don't know what a midget is? Oh, it's an old British sports car.
Not just yeah, maybe.
It's how would you describe that car?
Yeah, and
it's very 1970s.
My Skyline is more expensive than 911 at the moment in Denmark. Eventually,
and that's because
but that's not the point.
Era of people buying it are you and I that bought the car just in Gran Turismo. Oh, I want this car when I grow up. And when we finally get the money for it, when we are in the 30s and 40s, actually we can buy it, and then the price is just whoop.
Yeah, I understand it, but that company is not in business of selling these old ass fucking cars. It's the same thing like can't be in business of reinventing a wheel on a CD player because you've grown up with CDs back in the yesteryears, man. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense.
We shouldn't be thinking. I don't think you should be thinking of nobody has CDs. People will buy 6 CDs just for the look how good it looks on the.
Do you have more CDs than vinyl, or you have more vinyl than CDs?
I have more CDs than vinyl, but I still have maybe 40 vinyls and 90 or 80 CDs. But I haven't touched a CD in months, even maybe a year. No, but that's not the point. The point is the same with people who still have. Listen to me for fuck's sake. People who still have the 9000 haven't changed the CDs. It's not the same thing as I said. Yeah, and the logic is that if you buy a new 9000, it's just not because you want to say I have CDs. No, you place the CDs in just to have it as a sculpture in your home. Then you stream stuff to it. That's why I think.
Yeah, but at that point, why not buy the old one and buy a core? Because you're probably off 10 grand.
But still, with the Beogram 4000C, you can buy an old one and do the same. But the price increase, people bought them for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So the stupidity, if you think so, people still buy it 9000 with the same idea of
look at the 7255 system, Eric.
Yeah.
People are fucking stupid.
Yeah. And we're looking at people. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, you do get titanium 18s.
Those for them.
Which probably in 2 years' time will come up as a color. Anyways.
Yep, exactly. And that was the next point. Because I went to Bang & Olufsen this Friday. And I had some interesting talks with the marketing department. Which really hated me for all my Halo videos, which was kind of fun. And they asked when I want to stop, and I said, well, I'll stop when they make a product that actually works.
But you're still allowed in, right?
Yeah, kind of. But the funny thing was that we talked about these kind of things. And if they can just deliver, we can handle it. But, yeah. It didn't.
So how many people is in the marketing department since you said they? So there's more than 2?
Could be singular nowadays.
But I mean, Willie, you're 100% correct.
Yeah. I don't know. What should they reinvent, really, if you think about it?
Have you guys seen the maglev?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that crazy turntable.
That's what I want. That's what I want Bang & Olufsen to do. That's what I want to see from a company like Bang & Olufsen.
I was so close to buying it, but still, when they actually did it pre-buy, and they would actually did it because first I had a good price for pre-buy, and I was like, yeah, maybe. Then they went out of business in some kind of weird way, and then they actually delivered the stuff.
I was at the same place, Eric. I was at exactly the same place.
Because my friend in Gothenburg bought one, and he paid out. First, it was like 900 euros or something, or 600 euros or something. It was very little. He and his friend split some. Then it was like, but we need double it now if you really want it. And they were like, okay then. And they got it, and it works fine.
I would love to have a maglev right now, compared to the 4004.
because that actually has the kind of Bang Olufsen magic to it.
It has the magic.
Yeah.
But I
The
have to say,
unnecessary magic.
I have to say that the 4004 still have the magic. I mean, when I tell people coming over how old this shit is, they're like impressive.
If you
And
buy an old Beogram 7000 or the old, was it TX or RX, they look amazing, but
The
you
RX, don't
need
buy
some.
it.
but the 4004 still looks
Any one
amazing.
of them with a tangential arm is fantastic, really.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me that nobody, like, even the high-end tables like Project haven't gone to that yet.
Mhm.
Because it's such
It's
a
much easier
simple
just to
idea in many ways.
But for them, I think it's even easier just to have a separate tone arm. It's way easier to have that kind of system. And have you seen the video? I think it's in English, or otherwise it's in Danish, and I apologize for that. But when I just dropped the name now for the designer of Bang Olufsen back in the 80s, 70s.
Jensen?
Yeah.
Jensen, Jensen. He talked about the design of, to have this kind of two tone arm design, just for the coolness of design of it. Why should you have one when you can have two? And just, how sick it was back in the day. But
Yeah, and it also tells you
Look
what
at it.
RPM you're playing.
yeah,
Mhm.
it looks amazing. It looks
Yeah,
futuristic.
because that tone arm really has no function and purpose. It's just cool.
It has some function to read stuff underneath it, but otherwise, compared to other tone arms,
it
or
tells where
other
the
brands,
other, there's a sensor where the beginning of the record is. So when you press play, it moves over automatically to where. So you can have
Oh,
different
I
size
see.
records. So if you put in
that's why
one of
you
those,
could use.
I have one of those records
small
that's
ones.
only like that small, that large. It has like one song either side, and it just goes to the edge and then starts playing from there.
Yeah. So in that sense, but he could do it. He said he could do the censoring stuff without just using one tone, but to have tone two with that function in it, just because of the design of it, was the point of it, and that's very cool. But these for me is just amazing.
If they were to redo currently in the current market, and since they're already doing it, I would highly advise them to go do 55, 65, and 7000s again. Since everybody wants record players anyway. I mean, the 65 and 7000s already have preamps in them. Just refurbish them, make available parts again, make new motors, that sort of stuff. Like even
so
have a program where the refurbishment is cheaper than the $5,000 whatever price it is for the 4000.
The super premium cost.
Yeah. I mean, if it's half that, that's fine.
If you compare these
with built-in a Beogram Mode Halo,
would be nice.
Yeah.
And also, if you compare this to the design of the project, is that with this you actually get the dust cover included. That's as long as you don't ship it with the post node, it actually works and it's nice. I mean, if you want the dust cover for project, I think it's 90 euros something extra that just looks shit. You can just have an old kind of whatever, just something just put over it, just so it's not good at all. But at Bang Olufsen, just the whole kind of design of it was thought through with the whole design part of it. I mean,
I don't like this is obviously a John shop, so if you want to look at projects and how that sounds, supposedly it sounds amazing, but I except for the styluses on the older B&Os, which are quite expensive. Like here, it's sort of the other way around. Everything else is expensive, but if you go for a general orthophone, I think red or something, it's like €300. But then this bloody tone arm is like carbon, and the tone arm is like €800 or something.
Yeah, the carbon arm is expensive.
And you have to place it, and adjust it and all that.
Yeah, I love that those old Beograms are automatic. So if it's done, it's just done, and it lifts up and goes away, and like we're done now.
But then I have a question, because does that really matter? Because when you put on a vinyl, I mean, look at Willie. We really lost him right here. If you put on a vinyl, does it matter if you push a button or you take the stylus into the first track? Who cares? It's still the experience of putting on a piece of music.
Yeah, but you can
But
be
still-
like Steve and just sit in the bathtub and play fucking vinyl from the living room remotely.
Yeah, and he's
that's kind of
listening
the-
to the same fucking track every day for 2 months.
He has 3 record players. He just puts in 3 different records and switches between them.
But still, think of
That's the Steve shuffle.
think of Bang Olufsen back in 70s and 80s, how forward they were with like multi-room, and to have a vinyl player that actually skip track. You can fast forward and all, go back and play automatically, and just no need to go to to the record player and place the needle on the track, instead of just everything was just sound automatically. That's you don't need to do all this kind of stuff. You don't need to tune your speakers and play some everything. This kind of is what Bang Olufsen do so greatly.
I
So
must
good
say though,
that they just-
through 5500 and a Beomaster 5000, this record sounded amazing yesterday. Holy hell, is there a lot of bass in it for vinyl?
It's the same with my thighs when I played it. Yeah,
Like there's a lot of that subsonic where you constantly have to sort of like in the air, where like you're like waiting for stuff to like go explode somewhere. It feels very fucking ominous.
Which one is that?
You
the
don't
Pink
have
Floyd?
that on
Yeah.
title?
Sorry,
Dark Side of
You
the
don't
Moon.
have that on title?
I don't have title.
did you heard it on these?
I mean, it cost us. That Pink Floyd album is probably 2 months of title.
Yeah, I don't know what title cost. This one was €20.
But maybe you could give it a try. To try Tidal Hi-Fi, Tidal Master, I think the name of it is. To actually compare it, because I mean that's what I did, and I do love the vinyl part of things because I listen to the whole album. But normally when I just have the streaming possibilities, I change between albums all the time, and I do understand why you should listen to an album, because the artist wants you to listen to track 1 to whatever they made, and that made sense. But I mean, I use Room every day, and I have my Tidal Master and my Plex server connected to it, and the Deezer. And the only thing I experienced from vinyl is that I haven't dusted the plate right. And
But
then it
for me,
sounded
the vinyl is
bad
that
compared
same kind
to-
of thing, but where you have the old kind of sports car compared to the new one. Yeah, the new one is faster. They have the PDK. It's just more convenient. The old one is just you sit in it, you turn ignition, you have to manually shift and all that. And there's kind
Smell the
of
fucking gas.
feeling. Yeah, more like that. And
I can't see that comparison at all, because it's so
you're more
different.
involved with the listening compared to otherwise. You just skip track, you go to the next one, you fast forward, you tune it. Now you just put on track the vinyl rack.
I totally
feedback.
understand the comparison. I just can't get it into my head.
Of all of you, how many of your people have listened to a new album through and through from the first track in the right order?
There's not that many
the
albums
left.
that are good enough to do that with nowadays.
Mhm.
Like there's
Exactly.
a good
Even
song
though-
here and there. You're better off making your own playlist. But there's
when- if
very
you-
few albums nowadays. I think the last one, the last 2 albums that were good enough to do that with were the Foo Fighters' Wasting Light and Arctic Monkeys, their first one. But that's like an album that's now 4 years old and one that's nearly 10 years old.
Mhm.
But just to make I have a friend that listened to the Pink Floyd albums and all that, and for him it was a very weird feeling that when he discovered that the tracks should be played in a certain order on albums to get the whole kind of feeling, especially on like The Wall. It's like, why isn't the first part of the Another Brick in the Wall part 1, 2, and 3 in one? No. You have to listen to the whole kind of album to understand the whole logic.
Yeah, but the music is not produced like that anymore, especially with like whatever the kids listen to nowadays.
Like,
it's fucking mumble rap and shit. Yeah, it's just one shot wonders.
Like this Pink Floyd album on vinyl, right? There's no stops. There's no point where there is no sound coming out of the record player.
No. I have the exact same album on vinyl, and I have the exact same album on my Plex server, and I have to say on my Plex server it's set to shuffle. That's quite a fun. Because it doesn't make any sense, because on vinyl it's just one big long track, and I do understand it. I'm just trying to, I don't know, it's passé, it's over, I think.
For me it never started, which I'm glad.
Vlad says you listen to the album 1-2 times, and after that you only listen to the best tracks. Not really with Pink Floyd, not with the great albums.
But Mikey, that's one fucking album. Because I wouldn't listen to 1-2 big best tracks on the vinyl when I'm done with this. Because I would listen to the whole
Doggy
album.
Style is another great album.
Because it's one big album, but I would only listen to it twice a year.
Christmas and birthday, baby.
Like other things twice.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm so glad that I never hopped on that vinyl train. It's just another headache to deal with, all the vinyl and shit.
You would be hooked, I would say, but yeah, don't do it.
In your old apartment, it would have been great. You could have just pulled a cable from that B&O cabinet you had in the office, straight into the 90s.
Yeah,
isolated even more from the onslaught of tonal tonal fortitude.
I would have done it probably in a way with the Biomaster and converters and all that nonsense, because that cabinet really had no stuff in it other than a printer. So that would be something that I would entertain, but I'm not even remotely fucking entertaining that idea anymore. I quite honestly, I'm sticking to my 9000. And
Sandeep says, "Get Willie the Deepwater Horizon soundtrack on vinyl."
That's right, just the main explosion. There's a lot of bass though. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't judge people for being crazy with the vinyl, but I'm just not.
But was it yesterday when we talked about this kind of vinyl, when Michael, on our group that we have on WhatsApp, that I logically, I understand, but exactly what Hendrix is saying. Why should we buy vinyl when we can just stream? But yeah, I get it. I was into vinyl and had it and still have records, but no player left. But I understand the kind of thing for it. But yeah.
But it's sort of nostalgia as well, and it's the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of the only way that you can really fuck around with your B&O without going full audiophile retarded. Like, this is my system and my cables are yada yada yada.
Yeah,
I think the only good thing about vinyl is really that you actually own that music.
Yes.
Where I don't own shit.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't own shit on freaking Deezer. I'm one payment subscription missed away from having my library wiped, basically, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, you say one offensive thing on here, and like, we don't want you as a customer, and it's gone.
Fucking boom, done.
The worst thing for me is when you have a Deezer playlist and some song has been, not made for whatever reason, not be available, or the license is off limits now, or this artist has or musician has been covered to this brand instead, so all the music on Deezer is now lost and only on Tidal and all that. Yeah, that sucks. Back in the day when you made a playlist in your hard drive and all that stayed.
Yeah, just wait until the spinning rusts.
Yeah.
Well, we dropped a few bits. We can't play it anymore.
Too bad.
No.
Oh, your kid started playing with magnets around me. We don't know what anything is anymore.
Fuck. Delete the 0 sector and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I in terms of record players, like the 9000 is or CD players for that matter, the 9000 is amazing and is a piece of art, but I don't really ever see B&O redoing that just because it would be too expensive. If they absolutely had to go back into CDs, which I would highly doubt, BeoCenter or BeoSound 2 or the wingy thing,
BeoCenter 2, yeah,
or the
BeoCenter
Overture
2
would be a much better platform because it's also a lot more manageable to get to everywhere.
But I just don't see why they should do it.
There's no market for it, but like if you were to make an audio master that plays,
I see why, but
like on an Oppo standard, right, that plays everything.
I see why they would do a BeoSystem 4 upgrade, but I don't see the BeoCenter 2. Not at all.
No.
But I see
the BeoCenter 2 would be sexy, man. If you had that little tiny screen, touch screen.
Or maybe a BeoMaster 5. I could see that too.
With you being to the factory and whatnot, could you see them like a la 4000 refurbishing 5500, 6500, 7000s?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, they don't have to go as all out, but at least have repair parts or new covers, because the covers is something that goes now on a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's just a shame that so many are being bought to be used as donor models when they could technically rebuild a bunch of the stuff.
The worst thing is that they would do a limited edition. It's exactly the same kind of fiasco that Henrik has talked about. They would do 100 limited, and it would be 150 in the production.
Yeah.
Would we care now that they've showed their hands that limited doesn't mean limited?
Yes.
And also the pricing. Yeah,
no, I know in terms of like the term limited,
yeah.
but in the sense of like they say we're going to sell, let's say 5,500, we're going to sell 150 of them. I'm not going to jump in front of the queue because it's only 150. I'll just go, depending on price, I'll wait until the V2 of it comes out.
I don't think a V2 will come out. I think that they will do 100 pieces and then you can get the refurbished one. That where you send your unit in and get it refurbished, but that will not be the 4000C like when you deliver your product and get it refurbished. It will not eventually be a 4000C because the 4000C will only be 100 units.
Yeah, that's fine. Then I'll wait for the refurbished parts. That's fine with me.
Yeah, but the kind of marketing, the thing that they did was actually, here you have 95 or 100 Beograms that explicit just for you, and the all sold out. And Bang was like, oh, maybe we can do more, and it just pumped up more with, and this just makes the ones that bought the first 100 ones not so special anymore, and they were told that these were the 100 ones that were special. That's kind of screwing them and everyone in the future also that.
Again, it's so special. The last mention online was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always that.
Surely, if something is really fucking special, you want to talk about it a lot.
I had a question about this, and I said that it's another 4000C unit that should be limited edition, and the only response I got was, yeah, but it's only for the US. Yes, but that doesn't make it more or less limited. I mean,
yeah, it's limited to the US, but it's
so
30
the
or
100
more.
units was only for Denmark, but only a certain postcode from Denmark. So yeah, and now we're gonna make 100 more.
Bang & Olufsen, again, if you're listening, you could email the people you sold the first 95 or 100 or whatever to and ask them, because I spoke to one or two and they weren't all that happy. They were happy they had it.
I spoke with 3 people and they were fucking furious about this. Like, really, they bought a limited edition and then they
It's not limited anymore.
Then they did an auction about it with 1 unit, and then they did the 20-30 more for the US market. They are fucking furious right now.
The auction is one thing, but the rest of them was not good. You can have the special one.
But is it, Eric?
To anonymize it.
Yeah, but I can grant them that one. But
okay. Now I'm gonna get lynched.
Yeah,
it's illegal now in the US.
Is it okay to do one limited edition in the charity of good? They got a lot of fucking publicity in Denmark about this, and they did it only for one reason, and that was the publicity that they knew they were going to get about this product. And now we're not at 100 pieces. Now we're at 101 pieces.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And that's just my opinion. And the problem is that if I was 1 out of 100 who bought this product, and then they did one more, well, it's just for charity and it's just to help women in need. I'm all for helping women in need. I'm just not all for that Bang & Olufsen making another product called 4000C and do the publicity stunt and say, oh, Bang & Olufsen is so good at everything and they want to give money to charity, because that's probably the last thing they want to do in retrospect.
But still,
well, they gave it to Williams F1.
Yeah, it was
which is
one.
also a charity
case. That case, I'm completely with you but one, okay, for the sake of what they did.
Yes, and
the rest of them, no.
I'm okay with that. The only thing that I'm not okay with is that they called it the 4000C.
I agree, but
they should call it the 4000 charity.
Yeah, but that's maybe what the C for them meant. I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you. But I'm okay with one product for charity for the cost, whatever cost. But the whole kind of 25 more, 30 more.
But guys, we're giving away Eric's electric car for charity. He's okay with it at any cost.
It's Eric, it's not okay if the company says that they're going to produce 100 units and then they're going to do one more unit for charity. That's not okay.
No.
I would say
that is. I don't care what the charity is about. That is not okay.
It's taking 1% of the value away.
Yeah, I still say no, but I understand them for that reason.
I do,
but I don't understand them for the rest of the.
I totally understand it, Eric, but don't call it the 4000C. It needs to go another direction that the ones that they just did. This is just
the real problem that I have if I was the person that bought that one charity. It's just that, oh, you bought the rest of the 95 ones. No, I bought the charity one. Prove it.
Oh yeah, but you can see that on the wood and on the plating and everything. But it just don't call it the 4000C. Yeah. That's the only beef I have.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's not a limited edition anymore.
Personally, I think they should have refurbished a completely different model of the turntable for that limited edition run of one. And that's it. And then there would be no conflict of interest, because then, yes, you do have your limited edition and this is...
That would probably be a good idea, Willie.
I'd probably do the 5000 Beogram.
Well, the 5000C or 6000C or whatever the fuck C, but not 4000C.
Yes. Doing maybe even an older one, just because of the retro coolness of it.
Well, yeah, you can go even further backwards.
Yeah.
But
as I said,
because it doesn't matter. You're putting electronics into it.
RX, yeah.
The customers I spoke to that have the original limited, which is now limited.
which is not about to be a limited at all. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
another
yeah.
record player.
The ones I spoke to weren't all that happy about it. They were happy they had it and they thought it was an amazing record player, but they feel a bit taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
part
they
of
sucked
the
the
value
exclusivity out
was
of it.
the exclusivity.
Yeah, and they sucked the value out of that exclusivity out.
The problem was
Beyond
that they
all-
sold it as a limited edition, and then a few months later they did another limited edition with the same name for charity, and then they did the 7255, 20, 30 more pieces, and it's not limited anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand if you give your record player into Bang & Olufsen and get it refurbished, then it's
But
not
how
a
many have them
4000C.
made? Because they made the 95 versions. Then they made the suitcase, the kind of travel case for it. Then they made the charity version, and now they made the 25.
They weren't actually
have
ever
done-
clear what with the suitcase model if that was one of the numbered ones.
But it was a refurbished.
Yeah, it
One,
said 4000C, but they didn't say if it
Yeah.
was one of the numbered ones or not.
Yeah.
So is that there's another 5 more?
Exactly,
Actually-
Mikey. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or is it the 10 more? Oh, we have a special, and don't get me wrong. I mean, people, please don't get me wrong. But do we get a Ukraine edition to get money to Ukraine and whatever? I mean, I do understand that we need money for all these kind of things, and this is to take it very to the limit. But where does Bang & Olufsen stop in all this kind of jazz?
Yeah, I actually think that there's more 4000Cs to be produced.
I think they will produce more of them, which is kind of what I don't
Yeah.
like about it, because why the fuck call it limited?
Exactly.
Call it the first run or call it something other than limited.
Yep.
Because
agree.
exterior, they are slightly different, but if you were
Yeah,
to
as
resell
I said
one and you put
before.
in 4000C, there's no difference to any of the
They're
original
limited
ones.
to how many they can sell. That's what limited means for them. It's limited to how many they can sell, and they can sell plenty, and they will produce more.
Exactly.
Sadly.
And that's my biggest beef about this. It's not because that they help women that are exposed. I really like that they do, but they should probably do it with another product, another limited edition, and just make another one. I
Another name for it,
really hate it.
You can make all the limited runs you like, in my opinion. Just name them different things.
Yes, if
Exactly.
they call it the 4000L or whatever, that's fine. But not the 4000C. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think it's fair, but it is what it is, and I think that B&O has such a thick skin about it that they don't really give a fuck. Obviously, if they're
Yes, but-
building more and more limited editions that make notes.
Yeah.
I actually,
They're not limited.
I don't
talked
disagree with that, but personally, I think I've said this from the start. What mostly annoys about me is name damage that doesn't need to be there. Like the
Yes.
actual damage from the products is minimal, but like we can't fucking trust you when you say limited anymore.
I talked with the B&O marketing department about this on Friday, and they will get back to me hopefully soon about this.
Would be
I'm saying that
interesting,
I actually thought about doing a video about this, but I think it's a very low-balling video. So I would just like to know what their point of view is about this. So when they get back to me, I'll let you know.
The thing that annoys me is that there's like excuses.
Yep.
Like what you said is what I heard before. Like this is for the American market. It's like, yeah, that's a fucking excuse. So it's not limited.
The other problem was, and that was why I didn't do a video, because my family actually stopped me, and that was they said that this is for charity. and this
Hamilton
is
was
for-
like, Dad,
No. This is for charity, and this is for women that are in bad relationships. And I was just like, my initial opinion was just like, fuck this, and this is not a limited edition anymore. And I do understand why I shouldn't do it, but on the other hand, I'm just like, if I see it as a B&O fanatic, I mean, I would get furious.
Yeah, it's insulting to the collectors. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
It
like-
is, but I do understand why I shouldn't go out and
Yeah, that's
because
what
I mean
I understand.
when I say
yeah.
something, I just ran off with things. So
Would
I
you
do
have cared,
understand that.
Eric, if your H95s, if there was like another pair that had also 88 on them?
yeah, or a remote that you already have that was a limited edition, only 10 pieces. But now I have the same remote at my home, Eric, and that's number 11. But I'm gonna give it to charity.
For me, if they did one that was for charity, fine.
Yeah, but now I have
it's-
20 more that I'm only gonna sell to the U.S. market. Is that okay?
There is my more problem with the brand than just the kind of.
These one is only for the Canadian market, and these one is only for the Dutch
Mexicans.
market.
Fuck.
These are always for the high price customer, and these for the middle class.
I
and
mean,
these for,
It's just freaking
Yeah.
stupid.
It's excuses.
Mhm.
I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either.
And
I
it's,
hate
it's
But
again,
I also hate
I
to
like
be
the product.
person- I hate to be the person that has to say it because I feel
It should be self-evident.
limited to how many people they can
I just
sell it
don't
to.
like it.
That's what it meant.
I'm gonna have to pull this. Is
You have time for it?
yeah.
What are you polling now? Polish people?
If the term limited, if is self-evident, yes or no? Because if yes, then they fucked up. If no, then like, what does it mean?
As a Swede, I can't answer yes or no. I have to have something in between.
Yeah. Okay.
just right NATO in the middle.
Yeah, maybe. Depends.
I don't know. I just hate to be that person, and that's the reason I didn't do the video, because my family actually stopped me in this because I said I need to collaborate on this because I mean I feel it's such a dick move by Bang & Olufsen to actually get knowledge and get people to see their product because they did something good, but they didn't. They fucked over a lot of people.
But if you think of it, if Koenigsegg would do, they do kind of 20 cars of each kind of production,
Yes,
Regera and all that.
yes.
If they made 20 Regeras and they made one for this kind of special event,
Yeah.
charity,
And then I made
Fine.
another 2 or
But,
3 for Saudi
yeah.
Arabia. You'd wake up with a fucking horse's head in your bed.
exactly. But if you just stop with that kind of one charity, then it's not a charity one that they have a problem with. It's just they want more. So
I would.
That's where the
I
more
would
problem
still. I would still have a problem with the charity one, because you
Yeah,
won.
me, it's
You
just-
buy 1 out of 10,
Yeah.
Eric, and you
Yeah.
buy a car that's 30 million Swedish kroner, 40 million Swedish kroner, which is approximately the same for a turntable from Bang & Olufsen. But the problem is that you buy 1 out of a certain amount. Then they
Yeah.
can do one for charity in a different color, whatever, but it's still not right. It's still not right to do it. Then they
No, no,
shouldn't
I-
be a limited
I agree,
edition.
it's not right, but I understand it that.
And I
politically
do
they
too.
could do it.
I understand it too. That's why I'm
Yeah.
so
Curious.
torn about it.
Yeah, same here.
And I do understand if they did if the Regera was all in gold, 10 out of 10 pieces, then they did one in candy red for charity. Fine,
But
that's
with my Swedish
approximately
neutralness, I would
that's
just like,
approximately the
I
same as
understand
Bang &
both
Olufsen
sides.
did. They did one in walnut and then golden whatever for the charity, and then they made 20 more. So is that okay?
compared to you guys, I'm not a NATO member, so I'm completely alliance free here. I can say I take both sides of consideration. I understand both sides here, so yeah.
Who's both sides? There's only one side selling something.
You know, this thing called joke. No, maybe next
No,
time.
but- like even with the charity, right? If they wanted to give the money to charity, they could have just given the charity money.
Exactly,
But
Mikey.
The problem is there's a customer for the charity
we want
bit.
to give out 200,000 Danish crowns to charity.
Yeah.
But they wanted to do a publicity stunt with their new vinyl player. So it's just the whole thing about it that I don't like. Because they did a publicity stunt. And they did a publicity stunt where Bang & Olufsen was like, oh, we're so good, we're going to give out to charity. And they was just like, no, you're fucking over all your customers that bought the 4,000 seats.
I mean, they could have not sold the last one of the 95 and just said, this is going up for charity.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It would be much easier for them.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I wanted to...
And then it was actually limited, and the chance that somebody would actually pay like 25 grand for it was way higher.
But don't you think in the end that Bang & Olufsen was just like, we did another color for it. Don't you think people would recognize the difference?
Yeah, then it's not the same anymore, is it? Then it's a different name, or at least...
Y'all beating a dead horse here, in my opinion. It's fucking done and over with. There's nothing you can do about it. It's out in the ether, and that's it. So, I don't know.
The sound of a dead horse, yeah.
Feels bad for people that bought the shit, and that's it. And I don't feel bad because I don't give a fuck for the vinyl. So, it is what it is.
But the problem, Willie, is that
I understand the problem.
Danish customers contacting me that saying, so this is really not a limited edition anymore, is it? And I'm just like, no. And Mikey has talked with two people that is it a limited edition?
Spoken to one, yeah.
Not really.
Oh, they weren't from Denmark either.
No, the ones I talked with was from Denmark. So everybody feels like they're screwed over right now.
People that are like, God damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
The person that I spoke to has the only problem that person had problem with was the new kind of the table, the 25, 70, whatever what they call that more product than the one limited charity work. But have you spoken to your people and what was their reaction to the charity work compared to the rest of them? Because my thing is that they have more problem with the 25 versions to North America.
Personally, I think it's very sneaky, because if you are mad at anything charity related, you're a dick. And it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. And I think B&O Marketing also knew that.
They can get away with it, yeah.
Especially the charity they pick, because you can't.
No,
really...
question to the limited, yeah.
Are you saying you're pro beating women?
Yeah. No.
That's totally South Park.
Yeah.
Yes.
But from what I'm seeing here on the screen, a black one, please.
That's what she said.
That's nice. Are they actual stone, or what are they made out of?
Yeah, marble.
Yeah, they are marble carved.
Mm-hmm.
And the black one is just a little bit bigger than the other ones.
Yeah.
As you see it, yeah.
On average.
Interesting. That looks cool.
The yellow one needs to be a lot shorter, but it's fine.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
a black one. Average size black one. 30 centimeters or whatever, yeah.
You have experience with them.
I need to get me a silk remote one of these days.
I have one right here.
Yeah, it's nice. I think it's the nicest surface finish that they have on all the remotes.
I have one somewhere as well. I need one of these holders too, so I can at least find it.
Is there magnets in them, or no? It's just you just place it.
No, this is the V1 just for placement, and I think that he's most likely going to work on wall-mounted versions of this with magnets and or some way to hang it.
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
why haven't anyone done this before?
Waiting for Prestige to do it. But I like it.
Yeah, the whole kind of
I like it a lot.
To have a holder for your exclusive remote. Why haven't done anything or anyone done it before?
So you need a countertop for your remote.
But this exclusiveness for it, how the precision made, how good it looks by itself, how well it just fit the kind of remote with its kind of weird design.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I'm actually hoping that if I put my remote in it, it will stop my fucking cats finally from swatting the remote off the table.
I really don't see it. What do you use it for? So you put it in a cradle on the table?
Yeah.
But why? Why not just put it on the table?
Because it's
Well,
nice.
stretch
It doesn't
your glass.
look as good as it do. And the premium feel when you actually pick it up from the holder as itself. But compared to as I have in my kind of living room situation where I have 5 remotes that just running all around because Alphonse, one is in the sofa, one Nathan is put up on the bench. It's just they're everywhere.
Wait,
And I have 5 remotes, but
Eric, I just realized Henrik doesn't use coasters either. Like, this is why he's always so annoyed with it. It's always like, why don't I just put this glass on the table? Why do I need a coaster?
But why do you need a coaster for your fucking remote?
Why do you
'Cause
need a
it's cool,
coaster
bro.
for your glass?
Henrik, I know you that you're Danish and more liberal than I am, but for fuck's sake, keep your shit together. This is the way to go. If you can do this with this, that's better. Come over to Sweden and be more strict.
I have
You have to put yourself together.
I like the craftsmanship of it.
Indeed.
I have no idea what I should use it for. Like
Okay.
at all.
Then
But-
it's not for you, maybe. That's fine.
But listen to me here, Henrik. If there's magnets to keep this in place, to say, now when you know that Hamilton is a good 50 meters, good at throwing stuff, wouldn't it be good if at least this one wouldn't be?
Yeah, and it
Throwing
had a
keep
big
it.
chunk of marble on it that he can throw with it. Yes, that would
Would
make
he
much
be
sense.
able to throw it compared to this one? When it's marble and magnetic.
Either way, on
I-
that
I-
suspensive note of your TV being broken again.
I mean, Prestige. I you know,
Yeah,
man.
please.
I fucking love your products, but I just don't see it. And of course, you know, that's what I did with your wood as well. I'm always gonna say the things
Your
that
pro
I
wood?
feel, and I just don't see it. Why would you? And I don't understand you guys. Oh, it's nice that I have
You
my
understand me, right?
remote on marble. Fuck you guys. Just put it on the fucking counter table.
I'll take you up on
Nope.
that offer. When are we meeting?
No,
Yeah,
I like the coaster deal. So
I like coasters too.
And are you all for this?
yeah, you're fucked, bro.
And
You're
Prestige,
fucked, man.
Prestige, send me one of these. I need to know what's going on,
yeah.
and
Anders is getting one
I'll
too,
try
so yeah.
to figure out what the fuck is going on. And if
We're
I don't
all
like
on
it, I
board with
will
this,
say it.
Henrik.
But
I like it.
right now, I definitely don't understand what is
Everyone is
going on
jumping
right
off
here.
the cliff, my Henrik. Do it too. Jump with us.
No. End the fucking stream.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Hope you liked it. Please like and
This is
subscribe.
stupid.
Subscribe to our channels. They're all down below. Henrik, you called for it now. Henrik doesn't get it. Maybe he'll get it next week or the week after. We'll see.
Oh, he won't
Thank
get
you all
it,
for
right?
watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And see you all. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
You know, when this long night will fade away, and we go back to our old ways. turn us again with history cold into perfect strangers in disguise. But until then